In the stillness of the soul, beneath the noise of the world, a voice calls, a voice that is not loud, yet it echoes with the force of ancient rivers and hidden fires. This voice is not the world's voice, but the voice that speaks through every sigh, every secret tear, every yearning you never dared to name, and in its whisper it tells you that your greatest fear is not the darkness around you, but the darkness within. It is the shadow you run from, that shape behind you in the night, the echo of all you wish to deny, and yet it is this very shadow that is the doorway to your deepest calling. For to run from the shadow is to run from yourself, and to run from yourself is to run from the one who shaped your very soul. We live in a world that teaches us to hide the cracks and bury the wounds, to dress them in smiles and pretend they are not there. But the more you hide, the more the shadow grows, feeding on your denial. The shadow is not an enemy. It is the mirror of your neglected soul, the guardian of all that you refuse to see. It holds your fears, your failures, your untamed passions, all that you banish to keep the mask of your persona intact. But God does not seek perfection. He seeks wholeness, and wholeness can only come when light meets shadow, when the day embraces the night, when the seed dares to break the soil, to reach the sun. The psalmist wrote, "Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you." These words are a balm and a challenge. They remind us that what you call darkness is not dark to God. The pain you flee from is not a curse but a compass. The wound you refuse to touch is not a flaw but a key. And every time you turn away from your shadow, you turn away from the very place where God waits to heal you. For the shadow is not a mistake. It is the unredeemed part of you that is still yearning for the light. In the deep places of the soul, where your breath slows and your heartbeat softens, there is a door. Behind that door is the realm of the unconscious, the vast ocean where your forgotten dreams sleep and your unlived lives await. Jung called this the unconscious, the place of symbols and archetypes, the ancient language of the soul that speaks not in words but in images, in visions, in the silent music of the night. Here the shadow takes shape, not as a demon but as the part of you that was denied a voice, and in that voice is the song of your own becoming. To fear the shadow is to fear yourself. To refuse its call is to refuse the call of God. For God meets you in the depths, in the places where you have buried your pain and your longing. He meets you in the tomb, as he met Christ in the darkness of death to call forth resurrection. The shadow is the tomb of your unlived life, and in its darkness, the seeds of transformation are waiting. Do not flee it. Embrace it, for the journey to the self is the journey through the shadow, and the journey through the shadow is the journey to God. The ego trembles at the threshold of the shadow. It is the fragile construct that you built to survive in the world, the mask you wear to be accepted, the armor you forge to feel safe. But the armor that protects also imprisons. The mask that pleases also suffocates, and the more you cling to the ego's defenses, the more you lose the voice of the soul. Jung taught that the path to individuation, to becoming whole, requires that the ego meet the shadow, not as an enemy to be slain but as a brother to be reconciled. For the shadow holds the gold you seek, the lost fragments of your own light that you abandoned in fear. The Proverbs declare, "The spirit of man is the lamp of the Lord, searching all the inward parts." This is the alchemy of the soul, the searchlight of God illuminating the depths, revealing the hidden places where you have hidden from yourself. To walk with God is to walk into the darkness, to trust that even there, his lamp will not fail. The shadow is the teacher you never wanted but always needed, the guide that leads you into the wilderness where you meet the one who is beyond all masks. It is there, in the wilderness, that you discover the true self, the image of God in you that no darkness can extinguish. Each time you turn away from the shadow, you turn away from this call. You remain fragmented, divided, at war with yourself. But every step toward the shadow is a step toward wholeness. Every embrace of your own darkness is an embrace of God's mercy. For in the place where light meets shadow, grace is born. Cross itself was the place where light met darkness, where death was transformed into life. And so it is with you. The cross you bear is the place where your shadow meets the light of God's love. Listen, the shadow is not the end of the road. It is the beginning. It is the gate through which you pass to find your true self. The self is not the mask you wear for the world, but the face you were given before the world told you who to be. It is the spark of the divine in you, the image of God that longs to be known and loved. It is the one who prays in secret, the one who weeps in the night, the one who dreams of a home you have never seen. And to find the self, you must be willing to walk through the valley of the shadow, to drink the cup of your own pain, to stand naked before the fire of your own truth. It is here that the words of the psalmist become a promise. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. These words are not only for the day of death, but for every day you dare to face the shadow within. For every time you choose to see the part of yourself you would rather ignore, God is with you. Every time you embrace the darkness you feared, the light of his presence is revealed. And every time you open the door to the shadow, you open the door to the healing you seek. The journey is not easy. It is not a path of quick fixes or easy answers. answers. It is a path of tears and revelations, of wounds that bleed and then heal. It is the narrow way, the way of the cross, the way of transformation. But it is also the way of freedom, for only in the shadow can you find the gold of your own soul, and only by embracing the darkness can you find the light that never dies. The call is clear. Do not run from the shadow. Do not hide from the parts of yourself that ache and tremble. For in the very place where you feel weakest, the strength of God is waiting. In the very place where you fear to go, the treasure of your own being is hidden. This is the paradox of the soul, that what you fear is what you need, and what you reject is what will make you whole. The shadow is the threshold of your own resurrection. It is the night that gives birth to the dawn. It is the pain that gives birth to the self. And every time you choose to walk through it, rather than around it, you are answering God's call. You are saying yes to your own becoming, yes to the healing of your wounds, yes to the wholeness that only grace can give. So walk on. Walk into the shadow. Walk into the night with the lamp of the Lord in your hand. For the shadow is not your enemy, but your teacher, and in its darkness, the light of God is waiting to set you free.